In this video, I'm going to show you how to create and put together your ceramic wind chime. Let's go ahead and get started. There are multiple different pieces that you have to create for this project. The first is going to be your topper. The second is going to be the chimes, which you'll have 6 of these. And then third is your dinger, which sits in the middle and hits off of the different chimes. And then the fourth piece is your wind catcher, which sits below the whole entire project. The first part of your wind chime is your topper. You can use different shapes, including a circle, a square, a triangle, a star, any type of shape that you want to make. You can either carve a design into your topper, or you can make a 3D object out of clay and add that to the top as well. You need to place 9 to 10 holes in your topper by using one of the plastic straws provided. This will help to not only hang the wind chime, but to hang the chimes and the dinger from it as well. I add my first hole in the middle of my topper, and then I add the other holes along the edge. You want to make sure you don't get too close to the edge, because if you do, you could possibly cause that area to be weak. You also need to make sure that you push the whole way through, because if there's any clay inside of that area, you won't be able to hang your pieces from that hole. The second part is your dinger. You can make different shapes for your dinger. It's going to sit in the middle and it's going to hit off your chimes. You have to make sure that you use a plastic straw to push a hole the whole way through your solid piece of clay. You can smooth over the edges to make sure that it looks nice and finished before it's fired. Here are some more examples of different shapes that you can use for your dinger that work really well. The third part is creating your chimes. For your chimes, you want to have different sizes and different thicknesses, so that whenever the chimes hit against each other, they create different noises. You can create different thicknesses by using the cardboard cutouts over on the slab roller. If you plan on using a cookie cutter, I would suggest dipping the cookie cutter in water and then pressing firmly into your slab. After you have your object from the cookie cutter, I would smooth it out so it looks nice and finished. If you plan on using a different shape or a character, you will need to print the image out and then place it on your slab of clay and lightly outline the image with your pencil. After you have outlined your image, then you will take your finishing tool with the needle side and you will begin to cut that image out of the slab. After you have cut that out, you can then use the hook side of your finishing tool and begin to carve out the details of your image that you have created. In this example, I already have my image traced, so I'm going to go ahead and take my finishing tool, the hook side, and start to carve out different areas of my logo that I plan to make. Whether you're using a cookie cutter or you're making your own shape or design, you have to make sure that you push a hole through all of your chimes. Make sure that you are able to see directly through the hole, that way you are able to string up these pieces once they are fired. Smooth over with a sponge to make them look finished. You will need your pieces for your wind chime, some yarn or string or twine, scissors, and some sort of bead. I have a lot of different colors that you can use to string up your wind chime. I'm going to go ahead and use this twine right here, and I'm going to go ahead and use these pony beads. When stringing up my wind chime, I'm going to start with my topper, and I am going to work on the area where the wind chime is going to hang. So you can either use 3 pieces or 4 pieces of string. I'm going to use 4. I'm going to take my first piece and I'm going to wrap it around 2 fingers and tie a simple knot just like this. I am then going to tie a second knot and make sure that that second knot lands on top of the first knot. After I have my double knot, I am going to take one of the pony beads and I'm going to thread it onto the string just like this. Here's how to string up the dinger and the wind catcher. Take the end of your string and you're going to thread it through your wind catcher just like this. You're going to add one of your beads and then you're going to make a double knot. Once you have your wind catcher attached, you're then going to go ahead and make a double knot a little bit up the string from where the wind catcher sits. After you have your double knot, then you're going to add on one of your beads, add on your dinger, and then add on another bead. Once you have your bead on the string, you're then going to tie another simple double knot. After this, you're now going to attach it to the topper. You're going to thread it up through that middle hole in your topper, and you're going to check the length to make sure that it's nice and even. You're going to add on a bead, and then you're going to tie another double knot. You're then going to cut off any excess rope or string that you have left over. We are now going to add on our chimes. One thing you want to think about is making sure that your chimes are around your dinger and that they hang at different lengths. We are going to take our string, we're going to add a bead on, and then we are going to once again make our simple double knot. Once we have that knot made, we are going to string the other end of the string up through one of the chimes, and then we are going to take that end and string it up through one of the holes in the topper. You want to check to see how long that chime is going to hang down. Once you get the appropriate length, you are going to once again add on a bead and then make another simple double knot. Make sure to cut off any excess at the top that you have, and then once you have your first chime connected to your topper, you can then go ahead and add on your other 5 chimes. And that is how you make and assemble your wind chime.